Hello, my name is Tom Stiles, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show number 80. Today, I've set up one of my scanners. It's really more than a scanner. It's like a piece of test equipment. And I went ahead and started with the camera on that so that I don't have to sit here for 5 minutes trying to get the camera adjusted. So that's why you don't see my ugly face and you see the scanner. Now what this is, like I say, it's kind of a piece of test equipment. It's made by Standard. Standard made mostly commercial equipment, radio equipment in this case. So you don't normally see it on the market. And this was made back in about, I think, 1992 maybe. So it's quite old. The model number is CCR708A. And I first saw this at a ham show when they were demonstrating it. And I was blown away because the one thing that always catches my attention is a spectrum display. And at that time, this was the only radio that provided you that spectrum display on this little CRT. It's about, I would say, 3-inch CRT, maybe 4-inch diagonal. So I talked to the guy, and unfortunately, it was about $1,000, way above my price range. So I just put it in the back of my mind. And then a few years later, at a Hamfest, I saw one of these used for sale. And the guy was asking $150. Well, I did a little checking out as much as I could at the Hamfest, and everything seemed to be working. And so I bought it. So I brought it home. And that's what I realized. It definitely was not really like a radio scanner like a Bearcat, because it's really difficult to understand how to program it, how to use it. The functions are just not intuitive. Now, once you've spent probably 3 or 4 hours learning how to use it, then it's pretty easy. But that initial getting through it, even though it comes with a pretty big manual, is difficult because things are just not what you expect them to be, like you would have in like a Bearcat scanner. So it took me a while to learn how to use it. I then used it for a while, and then kind of put it away because it just, like I say, it was mainly, I got it to find transmissions. And that's one of the functions that it's really good at, because it has this display on it, spectrum display. And so I did that for a while. And then after I found a bunch of transmissions to listen to, then I put those in my scanner, and I put this away. So I haven't used this in a while. And every time I use it, it takes that 2 or 3 hours to learn how to use it again. Now, I didn't do that today, so I'm not going to go over how to program a thing and all this stuff, because these are very, very, very rare. You have a hard time finding them. They didn't sell a lot of them because of the cost, especially to amateurs and shortwave listeners and scanner listeners. Like I say, Standard is mostly into commercial type equipment. So that's where it would be sold as a piece of test equipment. So anyway, some of the features, which I got my cheat sheet here because I don't remember, are that the frequency range is 50 megahertz to 904 megahertz. Now, that kind of hurt me right off the bat, because part of the range I wanted to scan was from 30 to 50. At that time was what was used for wireless telephones at 45, and was used for some of the service agencies. And since it stopped at 904, then some of the service agencies, which are above that, I couldn't get. So I was kind of limited in what it could receive in those ranges. And the thing is, it didn't come with a manual. I had to search the internet and get the manual. And of course, that was after I bought it. So that's when I found out that frequency range was limited. From that standpoint, it was limited. It does have memory channels that you can put in. It has 100 memory channels. It also has memory to store 10 search ranges. Like if you want to search from 140 megahertz to 150 megahertz, you can put that in memory, save it, and then you can go back and get it sometime later. Got 10 of those. So that's nice. So that's kind of general overview of the specifications. Now, like I say, it's kind of difficult to program. It does work. It does have a DC input, so you can hook it into a car for mobile use. And I believe it came with an AC adapter, and it's a monster AC adapter. I guess it requires quite a bit of power because of this. This is a CRT tube. As a matter of fact, the demo they were doing at the Hamfest had the cover off and showing you the tube. It has a keypad, so you can do direct entry into the keypad. You can adjust the spectrum bandwidth up to 1 megahertz. That's the widest it goes. So I'm going to turn it on here. So there's a display. Don't know how well this is going to show up on the camera. There's a display. Very nice display, orange type display. Right now, what I did so I could find some signals that are there most of the time is I selected the weather band, the NOAA weather band, because there's always something on there. So, and as you can see, I have tuned it in, and you see this little spike here. That's the strength of the signal coming in. And if I go over and tune this, I've got it at the lowest range. Let's change the step here so it's a little faster. There we go. You can see that move around. As I'm tuning with the tuning knob across the band. And so right now I think it's in, let's put it in sweep. Okay, now it's in sweep mode. And so it's sweeping across. Right now it's set up for 260 kilohertz. That's the width of this sweep. So it's the center frequency is 162.53 plus or minus 260. And then I can change that, I believe. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm sweeping the full 1 megahertz. And since the NOAA stations, which I can pick up about 3 here, are very close together, it all looks like one signal. So if I spread it out, now it's off the screen. Where did you go? What's the wrong one? There they are. So you can see there's a bunch of them coming in. There's like 3 or 4 coming in. Let's see if I can change this. Sweep. Yeah, there you can see them. There's a bunch of them coming in. And so that was the main thing I bought this for, is to get this spectrum display. And at the time, this was the only radio that could do that, to actually sweep across the band and show you graphically the signals and the amplitude of the signals. So that was the main reason I bought it. Like I say, it has a lot of programming capability, but they're not intuitive, and it takes a while to learn them. Even I can even remember going through certain steps like 5 or 6 times to try to get it right, because I just didn't understand what the manual was telling me. But and it works well. I think I tuned it off now. There we go.
A weak front will move south over the coastal waters today.
So it still works,
to the south tonight with the
even though
winds
it's,
and seas, especially offshore.
I don't know,
The
see,
water's 20 to 60
gosh,
miles out from the
almost
coast.
20 years old.
North winds of 10 to 15 knots.
CRT still works,
to 20 knots in
nice
the
and
afternoon
bright.
with seas up to 4
Let me turn
feet.
this back down. The CRT still works nice and bright, and it's a nice piece of, again, I call it a piece of test equipment. It's good if you want to search for signals in your area, new signals in your area for listening to, and but it does have the limitation that it's only good for, and the answer was, got the number already. It's only good from 50 to 904 megahertz. So anyway, I pulled this off the shelf. At first, I didn't think it was working because I wasn't getting any signal, and then I realized I had this too wide, so it was jumping right over the local weather transmitters. And I finally tuned one in, and now it's coming in fine. So it's still working great. So, like I say, this was made by Standard. Model number is CCR708A. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.